Triglycerides are a type of fat in our blood. When you eat, your body stores calories it doesn't immediately need in these fat cells. Between meals, they are released to supply energy. Handy, right? For our pre-civilization ancestors, triglycerides were crucial due to unpredictable food availability. But having too many triglycerides in your bloodstream is bad news, increasing the risk of heart disease, hardening arteries, and damaging the pancreas. This is a major problem today. So in this video, we're going to look at 6 of the most dangerous foods for high triglycerides, some of which we've been told are healthy, as well as better alternatives and foods to eat more of. Pay attention to these. Stick around until the end because we've got 2 free gifts that will help you fight heart disease naturally. And remember to click the thumbs up and subscribe button to stay up to date with our latest videos. At number 6, we have bread and pasta. Refined carbohydrates like the wheat flour in bread and pasta have a very high glycemic index, meaning that they cause your blood sugar to quickly rise. In fact, white bread can raise your blood glucose levels faster than table sugar. When you eat these simple carbs, your insulin goes into overdrive, storing the excess glucose as triglycerides. When this pattern of high sugar and insulin spikes continues over time, cells become resistant to insulin, triggering type 2 diabetes and heart disease. So, how do you know if your triglyceride levels are safe? Blood tests called lipid panels can tell you. Your doctor may already do this, otherwise once a year is a good idea. A triglyceride level of less than 150 mg per deciliter, also presented as 1.69 millimoles per liter, is generally considered safe, while levels above 200 mg per deciliter or 2.26 millimoles per liter may indicate a higher risk of heart disease. When levels reach 500 mg per deciliter, other risks significantly increase, like developing pancreatitis, causing severe abdominal pain, insulin failure, and death in severe cases. Grains may cause additional damage too, interrupting hormone function, and a cascade of problems in the body. As cardiologist Dr. William Davis explains in the Heart Disease Code documentary. For similar reasons, people with dangerously high triglyceride levels may be instructed to avoid high sugar fruits and starchy vegetables. But for most people, limiting refined carbs, as well as the even worse foods we'll discuss next, will be enough to make a significant improvement. Next we have sauces, a sneaky addition to meals that are often overlooked. Of course, these are consumed in small quantities, and the other foods we'll discuss tend to have a bigger effect. But don't underestimate the impact of store-bought sauces. Commercial ketchups, mayonnaise, and barbecue sauces are some of the worst culprits, generally laden with sugar, toxic oils, excess sodium, and artificial chemicals. Even worse, many sauces use high fructose corn syrup, a highly processed, cheap sugar replacement, which causes havoc, skyrocketing triglycerides, increasing the risk of fatty liver disease, and potentially accelerating chronic inflammation, cancer, and gout. Many people don't realize that salad dressings can also contain many of these toxic ingredients. So making your own can have a big impact. Homemade mayo avoids the toxic oils and preservatives. Greek yogurt serves as a great base for creamy dressings. And spicy smashed avocado delivers impressive flavors and health benefits. For salads, take a leaf from the Mediterranean diet and whip up a simple dressing using heart-healthy ingredients like extra virgin olive oil, freshly squeezed lemon, garlic, raw apple cider vinegar, and whole grain mustard. On the topic of oils, you may like to watch our video on cooking oils you should never consume, because many popular oils can be seriously harmful. We'll leave a link to that in the description box. At number 4, we have breakfast cereals. Do you ever wonder why we've been told to eat cereal for breakfast? It's not about health. In the early 19th century, the US government began agricultural subsidies, a move designed to stabilize the industry and ensure a steady food supply. Grains, especially corn and wheat, were heavily subsidized, making them cheap and abundant, yet profitable for farmers, resulting in oversupply. To address this problem, the USDA introduced the famous food pyramid, telling us to consume 6 to 11 servings of grains per day. And from there, cereal became the breakfast of champions. But as we've discussed, these refined carbohydrates cause enormous problems in the blood, and are a leading driver of heart disease. Add to that the fact that nowadays many are packed with added sugars, high fructose corn syrup, salt, and artificial chemicals. The way they're marketed has people believing that they're making a heart-healthy choice, with 5-star nutrition labels slapped on boxes and targeted at children, creating a cycle of sugar addiction. Cereal is not the breakfast of champions. So, what can you eat to truly start the day off right? Protein is a good option. Protein aids insulin function, helping your body to use glucose properly, so it doesn't get stored as triglycerides. Plus, protein also makes you feel full with less. A message from your brain that you are okay. A 2021 study in the journal Clinical Nutrition found that people on moderately higher protein diets had improvements in weight, blood pressure, triglyceride levels, and insulin concentrations. The study also found that when we eat protein also matters, with protein-rich breakfasts being most beneficial for blood pressure, insulin levels, and improving cholesterol profiles. While on the other hand, people who got the majority of their protein at dinner time actually led to increases in markers linked to diabetes. The key phrase here is majority, meaning that it may be fine to eat some protein later, but some should be eaten at breakfast, especially considering the role that protein plays with insulin. Eggs are known as a complete protein, containing all the essential amino acids we need for muscle maintenance and overall bodily functions. Furthermore, eggs are rich in choline, which promotes cell activity and brain health, as well as other nutrients. Unsweetened yogurt is another great option, with a 2013 study finding that yogurt consumption was associated with lower levels of circulating triglycerides, glucose, and lower systolic blood pressure and insulin resistance. Add in some berries, nuts, avocado, ground flaxseed, or soaked chia seeds for an extra dose of protein, antioxidants, healthy fats, and trace minerals. Before we get to the 3 worst, Heart Disease Code would love to give you a free book, The Surprising Truth About Fat and Cholesterol, plus the first episode of the untold story of heart disease, something that everyone concerned about heart health should watch. Click the link in the description below to claim these free gifts. And could you do us a favor and click the subscribe button below? Okay, let's get back to the video. Stepping into the modern grocery store, what do you see? Row upon row of tantalizing packaged foods. Frozen pizza, microwave dinners, donuts, packaged noodles, commercial cookies and pastries. That convenience comes at a price. These are all carb-heavy, nutrient-poor, ultra-processed foods. They are packed with sugar and salt, trans fats, and laced with artificial chemicals designed to leave you craving more. It's not your fault if you feel addicted to these foods. The billion-dollar conglomerates planned it that way, as nutrition expert Ari Whitten puts it. But the fact is, these wreak havoc on our blood profiles, skyrocketing triglycerides, damaging cholesterol, and contributing to the all-modern diseases. Again, any refined carb foods aren't ideal for people concerned about heart health. But if you love these foods, make them at home. That way you're sidestepping the harmful additives, and can make tweaks that make them more heart healthy. like we share throughout our resources. Next, juices, especially those fresh-pressed varieties, often wear a halo of health. Yet, they can be nearly as harmful as sodas. At the heart of the matter is sugar. When you gulp down a glass of juice, you're consuming the sugar from multiple pieces of fruit, around 3 to 4 oranges per glass. Plus, you're not getting the fiber from a whole orange, which stabilizes blood sugar and feeds beneficial gut bacteria. The result? A massive spike in blood glucose and subsequent triglyceride damage. And of course, soda has no nutritional value, with studies showing that drinking 1 soda per day is associated with a 20% increase of heart attack risk over time. And those who drank 2 or more per week have a whopping 87% higher risk of pancreatic cancer. Healthier alternatives can make a significant difference. If you can't forego your juice, consider watering it down to cut back on sugar. Another excellent choice is chilled hibiscus tea, packed with protective polyphenols, and surprisingly sweet despite the fact it contains no sugar. Or half a lemon squeezed into carbonated water, giving you a zesty, sugar-free fizz. And at number 1, we have alcohol. Excessive alcohol is a leading contributor to various disease, including high triglycerides. It also causes fatty liver disease, where fat builds up in the liver cells, impairing liver function and even leading to cirrhosis. For most people, 1 drink per day for women and up to 2 for men is the healthy limit, the equivalent of a 5-ounce glass of wine, a 12-ounce beer, or 1.5 ounces of distilled spirits. Other factors that trigger high triglycerides include medications such as beta blockers, steroids, and oral contraceptives. Smoking and stress also have a strong negative impact. Regular physical activity and adhering to a balanced diet abundant in omega-3s, fiber, and healthy fats is essential. Watch our other videos for more on that. More importantly, get plenty of non-starchy vegetables, especially leafy greens, broccoli, bell peppers, cabbage, and Brussels sprouts. And a fairly new discovery is that intermittent fasting can also make a big difference. This involves consuming all of your food within an 8 to 12 hour window each day, which is easier than it may sound at first. 8 AM to 8 PM, for example. This eating pattern has demonstrated significant benefits in improving lipid profiles and overall health.